Welcome to this month's Priority Report. Throughout the year, you've no doubt heard us talking a lot about our efforts to strengthen the Michigan Credit Union Act by once again updating the Act for the first time since 2003. And I'm happy to say in the last month we've seen some real movement on that front in terms of achieving the first stage of success. In early November, our six-bill package was unanimously voted out of the House Financial Services Committee. So that's a great start. These bills will modernize credit union regulations for the first time in more than a decade by providing regulatory relief and putting more control in the hands of credit union boards and management to run their credit unions. Our work here will help strengthen Michigan's state charter and solidify it as one of the strongest charter options in the nation. Now, while we focused on improving fill-to-membership flexibility the last go-around in 2003, this time we're working to improve the examination environment and provide credit unions with new powers so that they can remain competitive in a very challenging financial services marketplace. While there isn't time to summarize these bills in entirety in this update, I'd like to give you a summary version of what's in this important legislation. So first, we're looking to restrict the use of examiners' best practices recommendations by requiring that these items be placed in a separate addendum of the examination report. We've received this input from a lot of credit union leaders concerned that the best practices language gets confused with the legal and regulatory requirements that are in statute that relate to the law and regulations promulgated, as well as common sense, safety, and soundness issues. So by having best practices in the addendum, it helps clarify what is a requirement, an essential requirement, versus what can be left up to the best business judgment of the credit union's board and senior management. A second important item in the State Act update is that we're also requiring DIFs to provide greater transparency on exam scoping and the appeals process. If credit unions disagree with an exam finding, they're entitled to know exactly what the process is for filing an appeal. A third important item, we're also proposing to create a credit union regulatory fund that would protect our operating fees, the fees paid by state chartered credit unions for examination and supervision. It might surprise some of you to know that as an industry, credit unions are the second largest payer into the state regulator, paying over $7 million annually to DIFs. And we just want to make sure that those dollars are segregated and spent as solely or as much as possible on credit union specific regulation and supervision. A fourth item, building on a trend that we started in 2003, we want to also increase the number of areas where boards of directors can delegate routine matters to senior management and to the CEO. This is bread and butter regulatory relief and makes good public policy sense. A fifth item is that under the proposed legislation, we're proposing that boards only be required to meet 6 times a year instead of the current requirement for 9. This would bring us in alignment with our banking counterparts here in Michigan. A sixth item, additionally for credit unions doing member business lending, we're changing state law to allow prepayment penalties for small business loans, again bringing us in alignment with banks and other commercial lenders. A seventh item, we want to expand the fixed asset authority for credit unions. Well-capitalized credit unions should have the flexibility to expand their bricks and mortar and other fixed asset investments without being subject to arbitrary limitations under state law. The NCUA board recently deregulated its fixed asset requirement for federally chartered credit unions. We want to make sure that our state charters have that same option. An eighth item, as an added benefit to credit unions and members alike, we're proposing something new, the ability to use prize-linked promotions to encourage smart borrowing. So, similar to our Save to Win program that allows prize-linked savings products to be offered to encourage people to save more, this new authority would allow credit unions to promote the idea of smart borrowing, so that if members moved their loan balances from a higher cost bank loan product to a more affordable, lower cost credit union option, thereby saving money, a prize-linked promotion would be able to be used for that. So we think this is a win-win for the consumer and certainly for credit unions to be able to offer such a promotional feature. A ninth item in the State Act update is state-chartered credit unions will be able to offer charitable donation accounts. Now currently, federally chartered credit unions can set aside funds with a third party who invests those funds in otherwise impermissible investments, with the proceeds benefiting designated charities. So this new authority gives, again, our state-chartered credit unions that additional flexibility that federally chartered credit unions already have. A 10th item, we also want to provide credit unions at the state level the ability to form CUSOs that could offer trust services to credit union members here in Michigan. Now currently, CUSOs that are formed under federal law or in other states, they can offer credit unions trust services for their members. But we think it makes good sense for credit union CUSOs headquartered and chartered in Michigan to be able to do the same, creating jobs here in Michigan and providing that option for local ownership. And finally, another item that I'll touch on is in the State Act update, there will be a request for new authority for senior management of credit unions to be able to terminate or suspend services for members that clearly engage in abusive behavior or cause a loss to the credit union, of course with a right of appeal to the board. So that's a summary of some of the key items that are in the State Act update that we're working so hard to get passed through the Michigan State Legislature. And along with so many other features in this legislation, most of these things are common sense items that are good public policy designed to help credit unions operate more efficiently and effectively. There are over 50 new changes in this package, and while we're happy to have gotten unanimous support as the first step with the House Financial Services Committee, you can be sure that bankers are pulling out all the stops to try to put the brakes on our efforts to keep us from updating our State Act. So we have to clear the Michigan House, and then we have to work it through the Senate, most likely early next year, to try to get this package to the governor's desk, hopefully by the spring of 2016. So there's a lot of work to be done, and my ask today is to get engaged and to get active, contacting your lawmakers, your state lawmakers, letting them know how important this package of bills is for your credit union. Moving over to the CU Solutions Group side, in case you missed it, we recently announced a joint venture with a full-service marketing company that we've created in partnership with Duffy and Petrosky, a new entity called Focus IQ. This marketing company will be jointly owned by CUSG and Duffy and Petrosky, and it will provide Michigan credit unions and credit unions across the country with a full suite of services for marketing, including a strong digital marketing backbone, as well as targeted advertising and big data solutions for credit unions. So stay tuned for more information about Focus IQ and CUSG's use of this new entity to help you and to help credit unions with these unique marketing solutions for your credit union. Now I'd like to take a moment to update you on one of our favorite projects here at MCUL and Affiliates. We're very excited about the new Share the Love campaign that was launched for the first time this year. And so far, 108 credit unions in 31 states have submitted these videos showcasing their community service and special projects and charities that they support, and we've already had over 170,000 consumer votes, whether it be volunteers, staff, credit union members, voting for their favorite videos. That's phenomenal, and we're only halfway through this 3-month campaign. 3 charities have already received a $10,000 donation from CUSG to the charity of their choice. One of those 3 was our own United Bay Community, who won based on their video that supports the Ronald McDonald House of Ann Arbor. Now, when all is said and done, we will have donated, CUSG will have donated about $120,000, $105,000 going to credit unions for their charities, and an additional $15,000 that will be available to consumers as incentives to participate in this process. And so we really encourage credit unions to get engaged. There's still time to upload a video. If you have uploaded a video, we encourage you to encourage your staff and your board and your members to use social media to get the word out, to cast votes, to discover all the great works of credit unions with this very unique Share the Love campaign. Now, there's a lot more that we're working on here at MCUL and Affiliates. I just wanted to draw attention to the State Credit Union Act update and the Share the Love program on the CUSG side. So there isn't time to cover the breadth of things that we're working on at MCUL and CUSG. You can find that detail in my written priority report. I hope you'll read it and give us your feedback. But a couple of things that I would draw attention to. In this report this month, look for information on the new CU Link campaign for 2016. We hope that our credit unions in Michigan will double down with their support for promoting the credit union difference through CU Link. We'll also give you a sneak peek at our 2016 annual convention and exposition in Detroit, and a new specialty workshop designed to help credit unions attract millennials, a topic that we know is critically important for credit unions these days. Additionally, we'll give you an update on one of our top priorities at CUSG, in the web design area of our Technology Solutions Division, helping credit unions with responsive design websites. We'll also give an update on the TurboTax Online program, which of course, with us entering into tax season, is a great opportunity for our credit unions in Michigan and nationally to share the value of a credit union member discount for TurboTax Online. So those are just a few highlights. There's a lot in store for 2016. MCUL and affiliates working with CUNA, with CUSG. We have a lot on our plates, but we're excited about all the things that we're working on to help our credit unions be successful. So as I wrap up this priority report, let me again revisit a couple of simple asks for our credit union community. So number one, again, and the key thing with all of this is get involved and be engaged in our advocacy efforts and take advantage of the service offerings we have, the opportunities for learning and networking. So with the State Credit Union Act update, as I said earlier, help us by contacting your lawmaker, getting your staff and your board members involved to help your state representatives and state senators understand the importance of our State Act update bills. With Share the Love, as I said, it's not too late to upload a video. If you already have done so, please socialize the opportunity to have your members and your staff and your board members vote often to increase the buzz around Share the Love. And in doing so, not only will your credit union have a chance at a really great prize to be able to get a $10,000 contribution to the charity of your choice, but again, to increase the traffic at this site and to create great awareness of the good works of credit unions. That's really what the program is about. So I talked about Share the Love. I talked about the Michigan Credit Union Act update. I encourage you to read the priority report and see how you can get more engaged with MCUL and take advantage of the service offerings of both MCUL and CUSG. And the last thing for me to do is, on behalf of our staff and our board of directors here, we want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving and a happy holiday season as we head toward December. And working with you, we're excited about a prosperous new year in 2016.